Oregon at Utah, Saturday, 3:30 Eastern time on Fox. College football playoff elimination game? I think so, although I don't like speaking of such things in October. Utah's got an 18-game home winning streak. 18. I was there for one of them when they played Florida this year. So I know all about this place. Now, also, I was at the Washington-Oregon game, so I've seen Oregon go on the road, hostile conditions, and while they lost, I thought they handled the environment about as well as they could. That Washington game, and let me say this quietly so as not to upset my friends in the South, that Washington-Oregon game was the loudest game I've been to all year. Look at my phone. Okay, I guess no one heard that. Good. It was crazy. And so Oregon's not going to be shaken by the environment at Utah. They could be shaken by the team Utah puts on the field. So here's what Utah needs. The line on the game right now, 6.5. That's the FanDuel number, Oregon minus 6.5. Oregon's defense is top 15 statistically against the run. So you may think, what do you mean Utah needs that? Utah needs that not to be true. Yes, that's correct. They need it not to be true. So I told producer Jesse, poke holes in this. Just completely illegitimize this stat. And I think he may have somewhat done it. So Oregon, yeah, it's true enough. They got a top 15 run defense. Utah needs that to be inflated. Utah needs to be able to run the ball here. And it may help to know that 5 of the 6 FBS teams Oregon has faced en route to posting that stat have been 100th or worse in rush yards per game. So, translation, because we probably churched that up a little bit too much, Oregon hadn't faced many teams that can run the ball worth a crap, and therefore their defense looks really good. Now, it may just be really good, or maybe it be a little overinflated. Utah will find out for us one way or the other. And they better hope that's reality, because otherwise this game sets up really well for Oregon. You got the possibility of running the ball on them. You got home field, and most of the other critical metrics lean Oregon. Oregon's offense is really good, and it may be slowed down. It won't be stopped. Utah just scored 34 against USC. So everybody remembers the last thing they saw. And my concern is folks think Utah's offense has found itself. No, it found USC. Everyone gets right against the USC. It's just like clockwork. Otherwise, point totals for Utah this year, and some of this wasn't even offensive points. 24, 20, 14, 7, and 34 against Cal. The 14 and 7 was UCLA and Oregon State. 7 of the 14 against UCLA were defensive. So they have scored a combined 14 offensive points against the 2 teams that profile most like Oregon. You're going to have to score way more than that Saturday. Home or away. Played on Mars. You're going to have to score way more than that. And you got the 57th rated pass defense in the country. So Bo Nix, probably going to be able to do some work against you. They don't turn the ball over. At least they haven't. Oregon's lost 1 turnover all year. So they're not going to gift wrap it for you. Let's take a look at what the model thinks. FanDuel, I said, currently has Oregon minus 6.5. The over-under's 48.5. We think Oregon's going to win by more than 1 possession. And I can't disagree with the model. Now, we took Utah to win outright last week, so I've gotten off the proverbial schneid when it comes to being cursed picking Utah games. So I'm just going to assume I'm going to be right about every Utah game from here until eternity, and I'm going to go against them this week. It's not a spot that's been kind to me, but I'm going to go against them. And I'm going to go Oregon to win. I'm going to go Oregon to cover, and we're going to look very, very strongly at that as a best bet, waiting to hear one thing about that game later in the week, and then we will probably move on that.